Hey guys, this is Matt Ganzak, bestselling author of The $1 Million Plan. Where's my book? Here it is. Leveraging Technology to Scale. If you have not grabbed a copy of my book, you're absolutely missing out. This book went #1 in all of my categories on Amazon, and in that month, I actually sold more books through Amazon than Donald Trump himself, a man running for president, which was insane. More books than Dale Carnegie, more books than so many amazing people. And how did I do that? How did I sell so many books? I used Facebook ads. I used Facebook ads to drive people through who relatively did not know who I was, but I was able to use Facebook ads to find a bunch of people and be able to show them my offers and show them what it was that I was doing. So I'm really an expert at this, guys. I have helped people make hundreds of thousands of dollars through Facebook advertising. I have helped grow businesses significantly up to $1 million companies. And I've done some pretty amazing things using Facebook advertising, as well as Google and Instagram and other things, but you're here to talk about Facebook ads. So I've done an amazing free Facebook ad course. You can click and go and grab that. An annotation will show up at some point that you can click over and go and check that out. It's a 10 video course, I think it was like 10 videos, showing you how you can just get started spending $10 a day with Facebook ads and how you can start getting some traction. That still applies today. Every single one of those videos, every single one of those, I stand behind today to still say that is the ongoing strategy. But I want to do a high-level strategy to talk about exactly how, in the last video I did of 2016, ended up getting over 40,000 views. So we're doing this new video talking about the updates and the changes that have happened in Facebook and what is happening, what is the future. You want to hear this from people who are spending a lot of money in advertising. You want to hear this from people who have seen the changes in Google, seen the changes in Facebook throughout the years. You want to hear this from people who are in the trenches, and I'm one of those people, and I'm here to tell you right now these 5 things that are happening this year, and you need to get ready. So this video is for whoever is wanting to advertise, or you could already be advertising, not getting a result, and you're here looking for a solution on how to get a result. And this could also be for those who are spending a lot of money and trying to get a little bit of knowledge to get a leg up on the competition, to get spend less and get more of a return on their investment. Also, we have a webinar coming up. I want you to jump on that webinar, and there will be a link, again, a free link where you can jump onto that webinar. Also a link down in the comments that you can jump on that free webinar where I'm going to show you exactly how we have generated a significant amount of revenue through Facebook ads and through some other online advertising platforms. And what else is going on? We have a free academy. You can jump into that and get some more training and some more great stuff. So guys, listen, let's go through this video first. Let's go through this content, and then I want to give you a bunch of other free stuff just because you're awesome. So first, the number one thing that Facebook is doing in 2017 that's such a huge change, and it's going to affect your business, it's going to affect my business, it's going to affect everyone's business that advertises on Facebook, is ads are going to become more expensive. More expensive. They're going to get more and more and more expensive. Why are ads going to keep getting more expensive? Because more and more people are coming on and advertising. I have people that are going through the course that have said, Matt, I've never advertised on Facebook before. I want to start doing this. If I have 40,000 people in 1 year come in and say, I haven't advertised on Facebook before and I'm looking to do that, that's so many more advertisers coming in to compete with you. So here's how this works. Facebook ads it's a place where people can advertise and say, I'm willing to pay $1 for a click, which I'm not, but I'll show you how to get less for clicks in just a second. But if I'm saying I'm willing to pay $1 a click, and then a bunch of newbies come on and say, I'll pay $1.25, I'll pay $1.50, I'll pay $2 a click. With the platform, if you just let Facebook optimize for you, Facebook will keep putting your message on top. Therefore, it's going to keep getting more and more expensive. In a sense, like that's an algorithm breakdown of exactly how it works, but you don't really need to know all that. The fact of the matter is you need to focus on your relevance score. Relevance score is 1 through 10, and the higher the relevance score, the more relevant your ad is going to be, therefore the less money you have to spend. So how do you get your relevance score up? How do you get Facebook to say, this is important content and I need to show this to people for less money? So, all right, going back, Facebook ads are going to get more expensive. However, you can overcome this by doing these things. Focus on your offers. It's all about the offer. It's not about just saying, hey, somebody had a successful, 7 days to, do X, Y, and Z. Let's just do exactly what everyone else is doing. No, your message is not going to rise above the noise if you're just sounding like everyone else. Again, the key is, as people are scrolling through Facebook, your message needs to get people to stop in their tracks and take action. If you're able to get people to stop in their tracks, so here's how it works. So out of 1,000 people who see your ad on Facebook, so on Facebook, let's do this little Facebook thing. Out of 1,000 people who see your ad, if only 1 or 2, or that says or, 2 take action, that's going to give you a low relevance score. It's going to be like a 2 or a 3. So it's going to be super low. Therefore, in order to get that shown to the next 1,000 people, you're going to have to be willing to pay $2+ per click, which is a significant increase of, I don't spend that much money. I don't spend that much money on anything like that on Facebook. So that's just to give you an idea. So with the more people coming in, the more people who are going to be advertising, the more this is going to go up and you're going to have to spend more and more and more money. So now here's what you should be focused on. Those same 1,000 people see your ad and it's something that is just so, it just makes them stop in their tracks, makes them stop and they're just like looking at it and engaging with it. They hit the like button. I'm not even going to try to draw it, but they hit the like button, they take some action. So let's say more like 100 people out of 1,000 people take action. Your relevance score is going to be super high and you're going to only pay maybe 25 cents per action to get that type of activity. So the key is still, you have to get out of a percentage of people who see your ad, you have to get them to stop and take some sort of action. So the number one thing that you need to be focused on, if these people have never heard of you before, if they've never heard of or seen any video, if they've never seen anything that you're doing, you need to give them something that they're going to take action on that first ad. Get them to take some sort of action. So what people used to do with these is send them to a blog, but people stopped reading over the last couple of years. I don't know, people just stopped reading. And we'll get to that. Video is absolutely on the rise. Video on the rise. So video is absolutely on the rise. I don't know if that's what's getting people to, I'm not like an analyst, somebody that, analyzes, everyone's activity and where their eyes go and how people, take action. That's what Facebook is doing. And Facebook is then taking that data and taking the data that their analysts are looking at, and they're making changes to the platform and to the algorithm. Facebook is showing more video because more people are engaging with video on their platform. So that's why when you're scrolling down in your feed, go ahead and try it. Not right now because you're watching this video, but as you're scrolling down in your feed, you're going to see more and more and more video. It's because video is getting more activity than links to third-party blog posts or a link out to my WordPress site. So that's the old way that people used to market. That's the old way that people used to do things. And yeah, there are still platforms that are doing that. Like Forbes and Entrepreneur and other platforms are still blogging and writing articles. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the business owner who you're selling widgets or selling information or selling whatever it is that you're selling. I'm talking about you. People aren't clicking and going to blog posts anymore like they used to. Now, for example, if you're featured on Entrepreneur or Forbes or something like that, go and have them click and say, oh, this is the most fantastic thing. So you post something like that, like, hey, check out this, I'm hanging out with, Mark Cuban, and, you're hanging out with Mark smoking cigars and whatnot. Post something like that. And then you could target people who like Mark Cuban, who then also are interested in maybe what your product is. I'm just giving you ideas, for example. So as people are scrolling down and they see somebody's face who they know, they're going to stop and then they're going to hit the like button. That's a percentage of people taking action. Therefore, your relevance score will go up, your likes will go up, your shares will go up, your engagement will go up, and you'll start getting more activity on your pages. That's your offers. An offer could even be something that's not even an offer. It's just something engaging, something exciting. We do marketing for companies that are just dull, like dull, and boring, like literally the most boring companies in the world. And we do marketing for them, and we get people excited. Listen, you can watch TV, and we talk about this time and time again. You can watch TV and see exciting commercials about paint. Literally, there are exciting commercials on television right now about paint, putting paint on walls. How dull and unexciting is that? It's like, you know, literally one of the most dull things that you could actually advertise, and people are all excited about paint. I watch those videos and I get excited about wanting to paint my house. And like literally, I get excited about that stuff. And if you're able to create excitement with your product, if you're able to create desire and excitement with what it is that you're doing, you're able to get this first touch. So focus on your offers on that first touch. So let's say first touch. Get a good first touch. Get a good first impression. You know, lead with a great first impression. Do whatever you can to do that. I don't know what you're selling. I don't know exactly what it is that your business is. We hear from like so many people every single day who have watched our videos. Thank you all so much for contacting us. And we have people inside of our academy, so many people that learn from us, and they contact us every day. And it's like, Matt, how do I make my product desirable? How do I make this thing? How do I get that first touch? How do I get people to take action where I can get that high relevance score and get that low click rate and that low activity rate? How do I get that first touch? How do I get these cold traffic and these cold people interested in what I'm doing? And I ask them questions like, why did you start your business? Why are you in business? Why do you sell what you sell? Why are you better than your competition? You know, what makes you special? You know, why should I pay attention to what it is that you're doing? What would be a good first touch if I was walking by and you're like, hey, you know, I want to sell you this, you know, eraser. You'll never have to buy another eraser again. You know, what's the exciting thing? Like, is somebody famous using your eraser? What is it? What is it? We've worked with people that, you know, sell clothing, that have had famous people buy their clothing. So you take pictures of the famous people and then you target people who like that famous person, and you're targeting down to that person. I'm talking about less than 10K people. I'm talking less than 10,000 people. So people, right? I'm talking a small targeting. We're talking really super small, super fine, like micro, less than 10,000 people. So I want you to define who your best customer is. Define who it is. Who do they like? Who is their, like, who do they look up to? Do they look up to, like, you know, Mark Cuban? Do you need to get a picture with Mark Cuban? Like, I don't know, like Photoshop it. I don't care. But figure out exactly how you can get those people to stop and take action. You have to define what that person likes. Like, I don't want to hear a demographic of people like, oh, my best customer is 25 to 50 years old, and, you know, it could be anyone from this to that, because a 25-year-old who, you know, wants to, you know, do this and has these ambitions in life thinks completely differently than a mother of 3 living in Indiana. Those people have 2 completely different mindsets. You need to get those people, because the mother of 3 isn't necessarily going to click on the same thing as a 25-year-old living in LA who wants to drive a Lamborghini or so forth. That's not the same thing. You need to define who these micro groups are, who these small, less than 10,000 people are. I want you to define that person and then give them the right offer based upon their interests and based upon their pain points and based upon those people. So that would be focusing on your offers, focusing on that small niche, that one person. I want you to define who those people are, and then you need to go get them using Facebook and drilling down. So don't have some huge, you know, millions and millions of people. I had some people that we started running Facebook ads for, and they said, oh, well, I want to target 10 million people with my ads. And literally they were targeting like half the country. And I'm like, that's not gonna work, guys. That literally is not gonna work for your business. You need to define who your best customer is and then go find another 1,000 of them to target to. And we can talk a little bit more about retargeting, lookalike audiences, and all that other stuff. But This is huge. Focus on your offer, focus on your best customer, focus on what they want, focus on their pains, focus on their desires and how you can deliver that. Next, retargeting. Let's talk about that right now. So once you get that person to click, once you get them to take some action, or we'll talk about video in the next part, but once you get them to do something, whatever that something is, you're able to then go and start retargeting them based upon the action that they took. So you can say, out of these 1,000 people, I never want to target the 900 who didn't take any action. I don't want those people. If they saw my best ad or my best offer, I don't want to target those other 900 who did nothing. And that's one of the misconceptions, to say, hey, we missed those 900 people, we need to keep marketing to them. No, you want to keep marketing to these 100 and break down that 100 to 50, and then break down that 50 down to 2, and those are your best buyers. So keep breaking this down using pixels, using the retargeting options right inside of Facebook. And I understand we're not on the screen right now doing those things. That's what we do in our academy. That's what we do in our webinars. So be sure to sign up and get into our webinars. This is high level strategy that you're able to get an idea, like kind of a 50,000 foot view of what 2017 is going to look like in advertising. So that's how that works with the retargeting and getting people to take action. Let's talk about video real quick. Retargeting is also for your lookalike audiences. So you can say look alike. Now this is amazing. If you have an email list, if you've already sold things to people, you can cut away a few thousand people who have bought something from you, load it up into Facebook and say, hey Facebook, in the US, go find me 1% that look just like these people. They're gonna pull down their interests, they're gonna pull down who those people are and what interests them, and then go and find more people based upon their interest and based upon what they do. So if you get these 100 people to buy, or it's got to be like 1,000 plus, you get a couple thousand people to buy, you can download that audience and then have Facebook go find those people for you. Now, if you get a lookalike audience, you can also do it based upon your pixel. But again, if it's just a pixel, just somebody looking at your page, they could be part of the 900 of people you don't want. But what we're trying to drill down to is the 100 people or the couple hundred people who you do want, and you need to go find more of those people. So you need to understand who they are, let Facebook understand who they are, but you're not going to be able to do lookalike audiences. I've had so many people email me on this. You're not going to be able to do lookalike audience if you only have 5 or 10 sales. So you need to really build your sales up to the thousands. So how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to have to spend money. You're going to have to get moving to get that offer out there, get a great offer. Like I did an entire video on offer, so we'll link to that video where you can go and see videos on offers. Actually, if you just sign up to the Academy, you'll get in there and you'll get all the videos about the top 10 offers that will convert. And also we have landing page training and all this other training. So I don't really want to duplicate that because we have an entire video already about that. So video is on the rise. All right, so what are you able to do with video? They updated in the last year. They've updated the platform to be able to retarget to people, meaning based upon how much video somebody watches. If they watch 30% of your video, 60% of your video, 100% of your video, whatever the number would be, if they watch a percentage of your video, you are able to go and show them a different ad. Now let me show you what this looks like. Let me erase a little bit of this for you. All right, boom, 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 boom. So based upon how much video somebody watches, say this is your video, and this is a nice video in Facebook, so it's a Facebook video, and say there is some percentages. Here's 0 and here's 100%. And say if it's 70% or more, I want to retarget them with this ad, right? I want to show them this ad. Let me clear out a little bit more space. And maybe that ad is right to your shopping cart. Maybe that ad, you know, if they watch that video up to that point, if they watch this much of your video, you know they're ready to buy. They're super primed. You've been using Facebook to warm these people up. You know, they've had a few touches from you through, you know, updating on Facebook. You've gotten some engagement. You're getting some activity going. They've seen some things from you before. They watch this much of your video. Then maybe you know these people are ready to buy. Send them a great offer. Send them, you know, hey, this is the thing that you were looking for. This is the thing that you need. For example, we have our academy. So we have a free area of our academy. We have videos running and different things running that I know in Facebook, like I don't even have to look at the thing. Facebook will automatically show the ads based upon how much activity they take. So it warms them up, and when they get to the point that they're super warm, it's going to ask them to buy our paid area to get into our paid area of our training and in our academy. So it warms them up throughout the process, and then when they get to the end, they say, all right, I'm super warm, you know, I'm gonna purchase this. Those are my best people. So we'll have 10,000 people go through a sequence, and it'll whittle down to 1 to 5%. Out of that 1 to 5%, I'm talking about like 100 like 100 people per month, it'll start showing that special ad too. Why is that so important? Because why would I show an ad to 90,000 people who aren't ready to buy, or whatever that number would be, 9,000, 90,000, 100,000, whatever it is? Why would I show that ad to the wrong audience? I can know who those people are based upon how much of the video content that they watch. So I'm able to hit them with the sales page based upon that much video. Now, if it's less, if it's in this area, say, you know, 30% or so there, if it's less, then you could actually say, I don't want those people. You could actually do a negative audience for those people to say, I don't need those people. Or you could try to show them another video and see if they're interested, and maybe show them another video and see if they're interested. If they're not interested, that might not be your audience. You might need to pivot away from them. But you can actually retarget based upon how much video people watch. And then if people watch maybe in this section, maybe you can send them to you know, a free offer or something free to get them warmed up. And then eventually the next video or the next thing you show them, eventually they'll get to the point that they can upgrade to the higher levels. So you can take these pixels and take these things and put them inside of your business, inside of your online business, and automate these processes to let Facebook show your ads based upon, you know, where you're targeting and who these people are. So let me give you some ideas real quick. You can start with just a $5 budget per ad campaign that you have up and running. You could have maybe one video that's just, you know, for the super cold audience, just getting them a little warmed up. You could have a second video set up in Facebook targeting to, you know, 50+% more of the people who watched that first video, and saying, you know, if they watch past this point, then show them the second video. You could have that second video set up with another $5 ad budget, and then that starts showing automatically to people who watched X amount of that video. Then you can have a third video or a third offer, whatever, if it's an offer, if it's an image or a video or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. You can have that next thing set up to send them directly to something where they can buy. So instead of spending all of your money, and this is going back a little bit to ads are going to get more expensive. The reason why ads are going to get more expensive is because the space is so small and more competition is coming on every day for you. So what you have to do is use the fewest amount of your dollars possible to warm people up to find that core audience. So out of, you know, 10,000 people, you need to be able to use Facebook to drill down to say, you know, hey, 90% of these people, they're never gonna buy anything from me, or 80%, they're never gonna buy anything. Let me use Facebook and only spend pennies with video to drill down to find who the right people are. Because literally, video views, you could trip and fall over penny views in videos. But then what you need to do is understand that you know, a percentage of those people have absolutely no interest. It's the smaller percent, the 20% out of the 80% who actually are gonna watch more of your video. You could have them watch, say, I get this question a lot too, how long should my videos be? Try a super cold audience, try to keep them less than 5 minutes. If you're starting to warm people up and they're really getting interested, it depends on your business, it depends on how you are on camera as well. But try to put some video together, try to put something together that gives them a little bit more and expands their interest a little bit more. And then as the people watch that, give them the opportunity to get onto the sales page, and then retarget the people who watch the entire video with an offer or something that they just can't refuse. Give them an offer they can't refuse and get them into your sequence and get them moving. And then also, less time to convert. You're gonna have less time to convert people in the long run, because what we used to be able to do in Facebook ads isn't really going to be what the future is of Facebook advertising. You're not gonna be able to just put somebody on a sign up page and then on the thank you page be able to you know, get some sort of action. people are going to be spending less time clicking and going watching things if they are super cold. So you have to warm them up. The way that it used to work before is you would do like campaigns, and people would like your page, and then they would see some of your posts and see some of your content, and then they would, see you and like what you're doing and then engage with you and so forth. You don't have that anymore. That isn't real. It's not happening anymore. You cannot run like campaigns and grow a massive audience that's super engaged, because Facebook isn't showing people the content like they used to, because there's so much competition. So what you need to be focused on is giving them little bursts of content, little bursts that you're advertising with. Say, put up a minute-long video, or put up a quick image or something really quick. You have this much time to get their attention, and they need to take these quick actions. If they're taking quick actions, you get down to the point that you've done your whole strategy, you've done your top to bottom strategy, and you can say, all right, these people are super ready. Let's show them, if they go through and do this, let's show them this offer, let's show them something. So that's how you do it, guys. You need to focus on the people and not really focus on the numbers, or focus on, hey, there are 1 billion people on Facebook, let me target 1 billion people. No, you need to get down to the micro person. I need to find the 35-year-old who lives in Los Angeles, who has desires to change their life and make a difference. I want to give them an awesome offer, and I want to give them something for free. I want to do this for them. I want to do that for them. I'm doing something completely unique. I stop them in their tracks as they're scrolling, get them to click and take action, get them to like what I'm doing. They see a picture of me and Mark Cuban, and we're smoking cigars, and that interests them. They click on that, they go and take action. They see me in a Lamborghini, and they say, oh, well, if that guy has a Lamborghini, I need to learn from him, figure out how he got it. Whatever it is, I don't care what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The fact of the matter is, there are 1 billion people on Facebook. You need to find your core audience, that small group who will buy something from you, and you need to go and find them. You can use video to do it. You're not going to have a lot of time to get them to convert, because people's attention spans like this. If you're still watching this video, listen, you're super interested in your business. You're super interested in going forward. I want to give you some free training. I want to give you my book for free. I want to give you all of that so you can jump into our offer, get all this free stuff from us, and you can get moving in your business and make a difference in your business, because one video isn't going to help you. One video is not going to give you the entire strategy. I'm just giving you some things to say. Facebook ads in 2017, there's going to be more competition. It's going to cost more money. You need to get super focused and laser focused and targeted with your offers. And you need to focus on creating those lookalike audiences. But for those who don't have a couple thousand sales already, it's going to be hard for you to create a lookalike audience to say, hey, these are my best customers. Here's thousands of best customers. Facebook, go find more of them. You can't do that yet. So what you need to focus on is creating those first sales, creating those first 1,000 customers, and then you can start doing lookalikes and start really growing your ads. But for most of us that are getting started in Facebook, most of us that are getting started with online advertising, we're just spending $5 or $10 a day. In order for you to rise above that noise and rise above, the tens of thousands of people who are creating Facebook ad accounts every month, how you can rise above those people is create great offers and really stop people in their tracks with your messages and what it is that you're doing. So you really need to stop people and really give them something exciting. I don't care if you're selling a marker, if you're selling a best-selling book, or what it is that you're doing. It really doesn't matter what you're selling. When it comes down to it, you need to get people to stop scrolling and take action on that first touch, and then continue to market to them using the retargeting and using the different options in the interest targeting and retargeting and all that other stuff. You're able to use those in order to get Facebook to show ads back to people based upon people who took action. And all of that, the interest on the page, the page activity, all of that retargeting is inside of Facebook. And you just have to come up with your strategy of what's going to work for you. If you want us to work with you on strategy, get into the academy and check out the strategy sessions and check out the strategy stuff we can do. And we can work with you in a 6-week intensive training to create your strategy and create those strategies that's going to drive your positive revenue for your business. So if you're super serious about going forward, we're super serious about going forward with you. Otherwise, we have a bunch more free stuff. Go ahead and jump into it. And I look forward to seeing you in the closed Facebook group. And I look forward to hearing your success story as you go through our free training and as you start crushing it in Facebook ads in 2017. All right, we'll see you inside the membership area. All right, see you guys.